This is Things You Might Not Have Heard. I am Jay Cleveland Payne, and I'm going to present you the queue of stories, 8 news stories from the past day that were vetted by you as conversational and covering the information, politics, current events, and pop culture news venues. We will explain the vetting process at the end of the headlines. We'll get all those to you, all 8 of them, and then bring you some fun today things to get into the groove for the day. Oh, yes, it is leap day. This is a leap year. We'll talk about this. Technically, today doesn't exist, but it is on the calendar as Thursday, February 29th, 2024. Essentially, if there were no leap year, leap day, a weird space-time continuum would happen. But we're here. We're going to do this. These are stories from the 28th, the last actual day of February, because today technically doesn't exist. Go to our website, thisisconversationproject.com, more details about what we do every single day here, our full offerings, and email us at the conversation inbox gmail.com to complain about me complaining about leap day and other things as well. Also give us context on things we do better, if you will. As I said, Thursday, February 29th, 2024, it does exist. We are here. It's leap day. Let's get into the headlines from the day prior that were vetted by you. No particular order as they're being presented here in the newscast. This is just kind of how they fell in line when we put things together. Starting off with the headline in the first spot, the first hit story of the day. And it reads, Prince Harry loses high court challenge over UK security levels. We do a lot of Prince Harry, Princess Meghan, although they're no longer Prince and Duchess anymore officially, because they bring in clicks, people care about them, or at least a story. But this is a story where UK, at least the High Court in UK, doesn't seem to care that Prince Harry no longer wants to be a full-time working royal, and so his request for full-time security has been denied, essentially because he's not on the working royal staff. He doesn't get paid security just because he shows up. Now, if there's a real threat coming up there, oh, they'll do for it. He's now considered just a regular dignitary, just really VIP, and he shows up with his own private team, and if there's a threat, the police force will give him security. Now, this is why Harry says he does not bring his children over to the UK. This is why he says he rarely brings his wife over there, because of many threats and many possible things that happen. One of the reasons why he moved away from the UK to live there fully, and of course, why he did not want to be a full-time royal. Now, the perks that come with being in the firm are the perks that come with being in the firm, and Harry is now seeing what perks are there. You can kind of talk about the side talk and what's going on in the lives of the Duchess and the Prince and go from there. But right now, we know that when Harry goes overseas, at least goes back to UK, he doesn't get extra security unless somebody's actually calling in threats directly to him, or on him, should say. Headline for number 2. Lauren Boebert's son arrested on charges of vehicle trespass and property thefts adds to family drama of 2024 campaign. I actually combined a couple of different headlines to get this good headline. Sometimes it's the headline that gets us the attention to give it to you guys, and you join on this one. This is one you guys definitely jumped onto fairly heavily. Lauren Boebert's son was arrested on charges of vehicle trespass and property theft. The 18-year-old was just doing what 18-year-olds do sometimes. Unfortunately, this 18-year-old is the son of a congresswoman who's having an issue trying to stay in Congress. Number one, she's sort of loudmouth crazy. Number two, she's talking on both sides of her mouth about family values now that she's a grandma from her 18-year-old son and maybe 16-year-old daughter-in-law. Number three, you know, the whole Beetlejuice thing, and now this one. It's one thing to have kids that are out of control when you're just a regular old sort of person. It's a whole nother thing when you're supposed to be holding up this standard bearer or whatever. And I don't think she's very good at her job. That's my opinion, but you can look at her voting record for the folks of Colorado. The people in her old district decided they don't want her there, which is why she's trying to carpetbag another district. It is what it is. You can like, love, hate, or just sort of despise the woman. You can feel for her as well, because I feel for all the stuff that's happening in her life. I do. I'm not truly heartless, but I don't think she's good at a job. I think she's a loudmouth and just a bad person for our nation. So because of that, watching these things go in the background that are coming to the foreground, maybe the things that get rid of her out of Congress. I don't want her to, be penniless and be living on the streets. I just don't want her voting in Congress. My words. All my words. My words for number 3, starting off with the story headline from the Robot Editor. 5 seconds of Willy Wonka scam cringe proved the event was doomed from the start. We are so behind on this one. This is a story that was essentially published before the weekend, I guess, and just sort of took some time to take the rounds of news stories. But an event that was supposed to be the Willy Wonka experience basically has probably, scarred children for life. It cost him about $35 or about $40 US of 35 pounds. And it essentially failed to meet expectations by a lot of things. It was essentially a big old warehouse with some AI generated pictures. The kids got like a cup of water and a lollipop, maybe. And there was this weird story about Oompa Loompas put together with AI images that was supposed to be immersive. It was terrible. It was bad. The parents want the money back, and people are basically feeling really, really dumb for falling for this. Will there be charges taking care of this? I don't know. This is overseas, and we'll see how that works out. But right now, so many people are just so embarrassed by the experience that it's just terrible. And we took a while to get to the story. This is literally a 4 or 5 day old story that we finally posted in there within a half a day, and other stories got in the way. So now we're talking about it. If you have not heard about it, go look the link for it, because it just gets really, really weird. The very bad, poor description I gave you gets worse as you read it. Comedian Richard Lewis, Curb Your Enthusiasm star, dead at 76. Richard Lewis died of a heart attack apparently 2 nights ago, and we got the news yesterday of what happened. Passed away at the age of 76. The longtime comedian, longtime actor, dealt with a lot of issues, including near-death experience and alcoholism, and has basically been telling his life story and being very honest about it for all of his life, all his career. Famous for a lot of big-time movies in the past and TV shows. He's just been one of those active comedians over time. And as he's gotten older, he's still doing work. And with the help of good friend Larry David, good friend Larry David, Richard Lewis got a chance to be a big star and a big part of the Curb Your Enthusiasm world. We are glad to have Richard Lewis doing what he did and doing what he's done for us. He is survived by his wife, Joyce Lipinski, and of course, all the great work he's had left behind in his life. Let's read the headline for the 5th story for this morning, and we're getting to it. Yes, we're getting to it. It's Hunter Biden. He rejects the House GOP's claims both Joe Biden was involved in his business. Hunter Biden, after a lot of negotiation, finally showed up for Congress to actually testify behind closed door for the first one. Now, there's no video cameras, no transcripts, no videos at all, but there will be a transcript that was released, I guess, pretty quickly after it, because they didn't want the Republicans to kind of chop it up and do all sorts of weirdness with the speeches. Essentially, what we got out of that was Hunter Biden was not very happy. He had to be there. He was not happy with what was going on, the line of questioning, and was very insistent that Joe Biden was not involved in any part of his businesses. That's what he says. Now, the whole point of Hunter Biden being an issue is Hunter Biden's kind of a scummy guy. He's not a good guy. And most people who can look at this on the surface would say, not a great look. But his not a great look is supposedly having issues that should bring down the president, because the president essentially loves his son. Most people believe they're two separate things and are looking for actual proof. Many people say, well, he's his son, so of course he did it, but there's no actual smoking guns that have been brandished yet. In fact, all smoking guns that have been brandished have been non-smoking, non-guns, or like super soakers at best. We'll see how this one plays out, as the next batch will be for the public coming soon, and the transcript, which I've not had a chance to see. You can see what exactly was going on, at least as it was produced to us. It'll be produced to us in a day or so. The story at number 6 this morning. The big surprise in Congress yesterday was not the fact that Hunter Biden actually showed up and did the testimony, but Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell, a colossal figure in Congress, will step down from his leadership post in November. Mitch McConnell, the senator from Kentucky, the senior senator by all manners, and the Senate minority leader, only because it's 50-50 and Colin Hamlin breaks that tie. He's stepping down from his leadership position in November. He's going to serve out his entire next term for Senate. So he's not leaving completely. He's just not going to be the speaker or whatever side is going forward. He's basically said it's time. He realizes it's time for a new generation. But what's being said and whispered behind is his time because it's a new era of time. It's not so much the grand old party. He got his start way back in the Reagan days, where he was a backbencher and Reagan didn't even know what his name was. 40 years ago, he's been doing this thing. What we do know is that there's a new sort of new song being sung by Republicans that's more MAGA thing, and Mitch McConnell doesn't play well with MAGAs, and that's kind of what's happening. The new leadership, the new generation will be whatever goes forward, whether it's pushing the Donald Trump agenda or something new, something more classic. Time shall tell. The 7th headline for this morning, story for that one reads, Paris Olympics security plan stolen from a train. That's the headline. And the story: a bag containing a computer and 2 USB sticks was stolen from a train. These items were reportedly to contain sensitive data related to the security plans for the Paris Olympics. Oops. However, Paris City Hall later clarified that stolen USB memory sticks did not contain police security plans for the Olympic Games as initially feared. Instead, subsequent reports suggest that the materials lost might not have included top secret security plans at all for the Olympics. Just some sources indicating the stolen computer gear contained some traffic information and detailed policing strategies. Basically, traffic maps and looking and things like that. Nothing like, where the snipers are hidden and how they're going to fly in on gliders and things like that. Nothing that was really sensitive to things like that, but some basic things are there. So we should not fear any issues with the Paris Olympics. If you're not watching the video, you're seeing me kind of roll my eyes and look kind of squinty because we should probably fear some sort of issues at the Paris Olympics with this sort of security going forward. And finally, number 8, this story, very quickly. SAG-AFTRA adjusts Intimacy Coordinator confidentiality rules after Jenna Ortega movies. The SAG, or one movie particularly, the SAG-AFTRA union is going to adjust the standards and protocols for the use of intimacy coordinators. That's what it is. Those are people that help you with the sex scenes to clarify when they can publicly discuss actors' work. Why? The movie Miller's Girl, starring Jenna Ortega, is a movie coming out soon, and the intimacy coordinator did some interviews talking about the intimacy that was coordinated. And some people think it was way, way, way too much. And because of that, they're going to adjust rules for these people and their ability to speak on their work, upcoming, in progress, and in the past. Something that probably needs to be taken care of. Let's do our errors, our apologies, and omissions for today. I'm going to say I did good. I'm just going to say that. It's leap day, so anything could happen on leap day. I complain a lot about leap day, but other than that, I think I did good. I'm doing okay with the pictures. Now, the story we don't have time for, the story that we're omitting today, is Marianne Williamson, who's unsuspending her presidential campaign after placing third in Michigan. Now, she placed third versus essentially a non-committed. So basically, they voted for Biden, they voted for nobody, and then they voted for Marianne Williamson, who is in third place. Of course, that means Dean Phillips is in fourth place. He hasn't dropped his campaign. No one knows what's going on with him. But Marianne Williamson, we now have her to kick around again because she's back in the race officially because she has a shot. Not really. Let's go to our teaser portion of the day. This is for the teaser story that we have. This is a story we can talk about tomorrow if you deem it worthy of conversation. And this is the part where we explain the feeds, how stories get into the conversation project, how we get them on the air and into our newsletters and things like that. It's very simple. We post news stories every 50 minutes on our feeds on Facebook and Twitter, or X. You call it what you want to. We just call it Twitter, basically. And you just look for those news stories as they come through your feeds, on feeds, every 50 minutes. So go through your feeds on Facebook and X and look for things, and then check us out and see what we're talking about. If you see a story that you like, that you love, that you hate, that you're a little worried about, or you want to laugh at, click the appropriate emoji so it gets that response. It gets that engagement. If you want to share it with other folks, we'd love that. That's great. Make sure you read the stories. Don't just read the headline and go, because we want you to be really engaged in this. Stories with the highest numbers of engagements get the higher chance of talking about it in the next iteration. On tomorrow, for Friday, we'll take the top 15 of the 30 stories or so in the day and pull from them 8 of them that work into a great narrative. So that's how that works out. If you don't think we're doing the right stories, think you know one that got put into 15 that you know was high that we didn't talk to, very often we don't do the top stories because they're really kind of gruesome and kind of gross. Email us and we will discuss what to do, whatever, and make sure we pick out the bigger ones. It's kind of a crapshoot, but we take the top 15 and from there give you 8 stories. Oh, the headline we may talk about tomorrow. Wisconsin could become next state to mandate Asian Americans history in schools. We talk a lot about African American history because literally this nation was built on the backs of black slaves. Now Asian American history is something that's coming up a big deal in these states. And Wisconsin, oddly enough, may be the first state to actually mandate this in schools for history. And will they do it right? And will they do it effectively? We'll see what's happening. One of the teaser stories we had from yesterday was the bag containing the security plans for Olympics was stolen from the train. So we put that in there. You put it in there. It made the top 15. It was number 15, by the way, so barely made it in there. So we talked about it today. Will we talk about this story tomorrow? If it's a top 15 story, more than likely we will. So make it top 15 by going to our feeds. Let us know what are important to talk about. What are important, what is important, how important. Let us know what to talk about. We'll take care of the rest. Our sponsor we're going to spotlight this morning is YouTube TV. YouTube TV is how my family watches TV. YouTube TV is actually how we watch TV at the office, because we have a subscription for the office that offers 6 different DVR, 6 different subscriptions for 6 different departments to watch whatever they want to going forward. So the chaplain has her TV channel. The dining hall has a TV channel. The communications director has a TV channel. President has a TV channel. They all have their own channels watching YouTube TV that they can watch in the on the smart boards. They can watch it on the smart TVs in some offices. They can pull up on their phone and watch actual TV. They can watch local TV. We had an appearance on the local network the other day, and they could pull it up wherever they were in transit to watch it on their phones, watch it on tablets, watch it on TV, and we could watch it here in the dining hall when people were eating breakfast. It was great for that one. And for you, as a personal consumer, you get the same thing. 6 DVRs, so everyone in the family can watch what they want to and share what they want to. It works everywhere, literally everywhere you are, it works. And you get local channels. Your local channels, your local TV is on your DVR and on your live streaming. And you can customize it as the way you want to. And the best sports packages out there, because they actually own NFL Sunday Ticket. So there you go. Plus, you get packages that will loop in other sort of things like Paramount Plus and Max and all those things into your actual YouTube TV subscription. So things that run live, you can basically click on it and watch it inside the same subscription. You buy those subscriptions separately, but that's how it works out. And we're giving you $45 off for 3 months. What? $45 off for 3 months? That's the big deal. Check out YouTube TV. You are using our affiliate link at this is the conversationproject.com/YouTube TV. This is the conversationproject.com/YouTube TV, and get in on the deal. Plus $45 off for the first 3 months. So get in on that, because that is the real deal of the deal. The Conversation Project lives online at this is conversationproject.com. This is the part where we usually do a very quick promo of who we are and what we do. This is going to be a bit of a longer promo because we're in the extra day that doesn't exist in the month of love. So February is where we do our pledge drive to ask for more stuff from you folks. This thing takes resources, takes time, takes energy, takes money, and there are other things in the background, actual job that pays for the bills and, life stuff that get in the way of this thing. If you think we're doing a good job with the Conversation Project and want to help us do more stuff, this is a big listing of things, and trust me, tomorrow we're back to the small listing, the small promo, but this is the large promo one more time to give you for how you can help us get things done. Of course, our website is theconversationproject.com. Visit the website to get more details on what we do every single day. We also have our Facebook page and our Twitter/X page for the feeds. This is Conversation Project on Facebook and th_conversation on Twitter. What you get there is our news stories every 50 minutes. As you see them there, engage in them. That gives us the words to talk about in these programs. On TikTok, look for us at The Conversation Project. On YouTube, look for us at This is Conversation Project, because we're offering up not only the long form videos like this on YouTube if you're watching it here, but we also have short take videos on various places. And we're trying to get some things on Instagram as well, trying to make it spread. It's a little hard to push all the things out there in the right places, but you can see sort of what we're thinking and how we're planning things throughout the day. Our podcast page is on our website. Go to podcast and you can find out where to find our podcast. Audio versions of all the things we do in video. We also have a newsletter. Go to our website and click on the link for the newsletter and subscribe to that, so you can just get the links to stuff and not get audio or video as well. And you can subscribe to the channel, become a partner if you will, by using buymeacoffee.com/ShayClevelandPayne, or you can do a one-time payments or set those up for referral payments via Cash App or Venmo. We'll take those as well. We take anything, and we take good care of any funds you want to help us out with. Like I said, this is a labor of love, because it literally helps me function by doing this, but it also is a labor that takes energy and takes resources. So if you think we're doing a good job and you want to help us along the way, this creator economy is basically being run by people who are having people give to their creations, their favorite creations. So if you think we're good enough for that one, we'll take your money, and we'll do the best we can with it, and of course give you plenty of updates how things are going. Now, the big update is that we're done for the day, except for the fun stuff as guaranteed, as promised. So, and this leap day, February 29th, which comes around 4 days, 4 times, or every 4 years, an extra day in February. I didn't change the celebration. It's leap day. Yeah, you know that much. Every 4 years, you get an extra day in February because otherwise there's a weird time continuum because the planet actually rotates 365 and a quarter days. So to make up that quarter days, there's literally a quarter day in time. You can't really feel it, but because astronomers tell us it's there, we get a fourth day every 4 years, fourth day, an extra day every 4 years to make that up. I can't use this for a clip because this is totally butchering it. By the way, people born on the 29th of February who are essentially a quarter of their age. Let's start with also Antonio Sabato Jr., and who's 52, and Ja Rule. Did not know this. Ja Rule, for all the kind of jabbing and kind of barbs we throw at Ja Rule, he's a leap day baby. He's 48 years old, or technically he's 12. Technically he's 12, if you want to go for that one. So look for the big list of people who were born on leap day and throw that out there in your bar bets for today. Although, as I say all day long, today technically doesn't exist. What happened on this day is a big day for the Academy Awards. Gone with the Wind won 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture for 1939. And of course, they won it in February after the end of it. But one of the biggest deals from this was for Hattie McDaniel, who played the role of Mammy in Gone with the Wind. The first African American to win an Academy Award happened on this one. As that movie just swept all categories, she got in this as well. We congratulate that big piece of black history. Oh, by the way, Hank Aaron also became the first baseball player to sign a big-time major league contract of $200,000 in 1972. 1972, $200,000 was a big-time contract. Ask A-Rod what a big-time contract is now. And, of course, it's not Tooth Fairy Day. That was yesterday. Today is Leap Day. Yesterday also Pokemon Day, but that was yesterday. Today is today. Today is February 29th, Thursday, February 29th, and it is a pleasure to provide for you all the things we do for you here. I am Jay Cleveland Payne. Thank you so much for surviving the leap year rattles and all the stuff and just surviving the year as it is. Make sure you're staying limber, hydrated, on task for all the grand things you're here to do for folks out there, not just us. We like you to watch and listen and do that stuff, but there are people out there who need you to do great things in the world, so thank you for doing that one. Make sure you're following us on our feeds on Facebook and Twitter, and of course emailing us conversationinbox@gmail.com so you can tell us what to talk about. Consider being a partner. If we're up for it, we're there for you. And of course, be great, be grand. Do all the things you can do on the 29th of February, because tomorrow, poof, won't exist. It's like it never happened. Today might be a good day for a cheat day. You can take that in any context you want to, but I take no responsibility. In the meantime, enjoy yourself. Enjoy what's going on. Love you. Mean it. We're getting out of here because we've gone way too crazy at this point. Have a great Thursday. Have a great leap day. Have a great day. Wrap this thing up for Friday edition tomorrow.